Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to the TARDIS. We are actually not in the TARDIS, but they are. Hi, I'm Tracy, and I have Chris Cole.
Thank you. I feel welcome. Hello, Takashi. I'm glad to see you this morning.
You don't see me. Ha! You only see the title screen.
To hear from you, at least. This is one of my favorite splash pages you ever had for the story so far. Jam-packed with goodness there.
I mean, I don't know how lazy I will be with the next one, but but here I am. Hi.
Hi.
Good morning, everybody. Today we are going to read about mirrors. The title is Reflection.
The last chapter of the longest arc in the entire story so far. That's still true by far. I think it was like nearly over 150,000 words for just this one arc alone.
Yeah, it's like, longest arc, challenge accepted. I mean, it is the writing, so anything can happen.
Yep.
But let's see what can happen inside the TARDIS. Yeah, the team is back together. Oh, this is a short note, but that's fine. We can use it. The meaning. What to say? Reflection. Finally, I have a chance to sit down at my work desk on the upper floor of my home. Is this your home, or is it just a TARDIS application? Can be both.
Continue the paragraph. It might answer your question.
I removed my pit hat from my head, and almost set it down right away. On the way though, I look upon it. When I see it, and all the damage it has accumulated over the years, this is then I know.
Yeah, but switching to first-person perspective on the last chapter.
Yeah, I thought it was better because of the brightness. It reminds me of the days it was first given to me. The day Taylor pushed it towards me, but I also told me not to wear it until I get serious about being an adventurer. Then there was Dr. Cabbage and asked me why so serious. In a way, this hat is a keystone. Get it? And that's in my name. In my life. That helped me to unlock a very significant turn in my life. And you will find out that it's actually a keystone that you will have to use. It can happen.
Like Luffy's straw hat?
Yeah? I mean, I think no, Luffy's straw hat was not used the key yet. It can.
As far as I know, it doesn't seem to have any function, but it's become so famous, it's almost like a legend in its own right.
I mean, it is the main image of the pirate show. It is the straw hat.
Yep.
There you go. Wait for the loop. I pause and I married. This old, worn, bitter-looking cat. Except he has a character now, and I didn't even know how many horses it had. It wasn't even... Yeah. It wasn't new, even when I received it. I had no idea how long Sam had actually had this. But it certainly seemed like he was wearing it in his old photos. Maybe he got it from his predecessor as well. I can't be sure though. When Hattie knew, many of them look alike. Most of them look alike, yes. At last, I put my head down and picked up another object to complete my transformation into achy yearling. And that is my lesson. I am like Superman. These things aren't for show either. I need them to have me read and write up close quite a while ago. But in a way that often happens to scholars. I mean, yeah, there are a lot of people who only did reading lessons, nothing else. Thing is though, it's interesting to me how I actually do feel like a different map whenever I remove the head and put on those glasses. I sense this instant transformation in me. Yeah, it became a part of you. Somebody who is calmer and more willing to settle. Somebody who has the patience to actually write a full-length novel, which actually needs a lot of patience. That is why I haven't sat down writing my own. My laziness is stronger than my patience. It is such a relief to finally get that mission off my chest. I have been at this for moves now altogether. I have traveled back and forth to the end of Equestria, which eventually brought me to confront and meet Lord of Strings, of Earth Strings. During the aspect I stood for the cure. When she finally gave the answer to me, she meant it in a cruel tone, and I came all this way just to find out the cure I thought was now extinct. But at least I established it wasn't for all. It wasn't existed at all.
Did you need to do little highlights? Help your eye settle on.
Yeah.
Where you left off.
But you think it as a thought. I think it that the Sphinx actually knew that you can have means to travel through time. The Sphinx was confused why the you didn't estimate me that much. But she didn't know I listened to a lie that could have me travel through time. No, I believe that she did. It is an opposite. By the time I tipped my hat to her, I thanked her for the answer, used her recommending magic to manifest a series of floating question marks around her hitting head, as she continued to gaze down at me in confusion. Or wanted you to think that it was confused. What followed next was a journey I could scarcely imagine. When I came alone was my thing. What we accomplished there was epic. But what moved me the most is the companions I traveled with. That's more than I think has transformed me. I mean, I never could have imagined that a unicorn can fly, even though I am a character myself. I mean, no,
he can fly.
No, she has definitely had a sky dancer. So, we have established that she is one who is inspired by Featherwind.
Could be. Yeah, his written work is quite old in her time period.
Yeah? Something was incredible. I didn't know the man could be so strong, both inwardly and outwardly. And immediately we can bring up Egg Control, which you last time that you haven't seen, probably still hasn't.
Didn't highlight we left off from earlier on the second line.
There you go. This is something right here in hero form.
Okay, there you go.
You alright?
No.
Before?
Sensible. Yeah.
He had set the new benchmark for me in terms of what an anime is capable of as a part of a production. No, that is not how it works. It is genetics. It is very clearly a lot of genetics in play as well. He clearly cares for her companions, dearly. And she did it all that she could keep us safe. Unfortunately, didn't remotely scare her away from the pursuit. It says to me to think a man as tall, broad, and powerful actually looked up to me. I mean, yeah, if you're flying above, then she will have to look up. I remember the first time she asked me, in others, if I could teach her some stuff. All the stuff I knew. I did the first time. The question wasn't so unexpected. I wasn't certain how gifted or was that he would be. But I ultimately determined there was only one way to find out. There seemed to have plenty of time at the time. There is not only one way to find out because she lived in the time before you, so you can read up on her. But her life is basically history for you. And that's what continued. I remember smiling at her proudly, but that is how strongly she was paying attention. She repeated what I said until she was certain she had it right. Then put those words into practice with admirable persistence. I mean, it is not just the student, it is how the teacher teaches as well. I probably said it before. I was a good student when it came to the teacher told me and actually taught me how to do the stuff. I could remember it. But when they gave it in lesson that hey this and do that, then I was never able to do it. I was not the type who could just memorize stuff or from the book. But if it was taught to me audiovisually, then I was remembering it much easier.
Styles and teaching styles.
Yeah. It was said to me that she was determined to master this lesson, and I knew why. It is because she cares for others. This skill would only help to protect her, help to protect them better. I mean, I don't know if you have those things that there are these literature things that you have to actually memorize and tell in the lesson. Like I don't know because I didn't learn English literature too much. Oh wait, no, maybe Romeo and Juliet. We have to memorize some of it.
I think I had a test before on all the states of America and their capitals. And that's just pure memorization.
Oh, that is different. I mean, in literature.
Hmm. Okay.
I don't know if you have them, but we had to do those things. There were multiple of these literature things that we had to memorize and say back to the teacher.
Memorize an entire story like this?
Not an entire story like this, but much smaller one. But
Okay.
still, like I said, like one chapter of Romeo and Juliet.
Did you have to talk about it or repeat it
No,
verbatim?
it's repeated from word to word.
Okay. Wow.
That's why I said that I don't know if you had this thing or not.
No, I don't think to that degree.
And the way how I memorized it was, and I said I couldn't really memorize things from just reading it. I had my little NPC player, and it had a record function. So I recorded myself reading it out loud, and I played it back to myself to memorize it.
Funny idea. If you can hide the recorder on yourself, play it from there, and try to lip sync with it.
No. I actually no. That was one thing that was really good for me. That usually when they were asking people out to tell the stories, they were always using it in alphabetically in the name. And
Okay.
because I am almost at the end, by the time everyone was telling the literature, I only memorized from them.
Okay. This is quite a tangent.
And I said, and my reading literature, no, I could understand what I was reading, but I couldn't memorize them. That is why I sometimes hear as well that, oh yeah, I know what I was reading, but where I was,
It does sound hard.
but when I was listening to it, I could memorize it much easier. That is why when my mother asked me why I am not trying to learn the guitar, because we have it right here, it's not tuned, I don't know where it is right now, it's probably in the other room, because I wanted to, but I don't really just watch a YouTube video, because that's almost like reading it on it for me. I mean, no, when I was trying to learn it, then there wasn't really YouTube tutorials back then. Now it is for me easy, but I don't have the time for it. But yeah, if you have a good teacher, it is much easier to learn. Not to mention when the student actually wants to learn the skill. I can have how must wonder how much more awesome she will one day be. About 20%. Right?
Yep.
But she finally mastered the lesson because she already started with an incredible high baseline. If she mastered martial arts, for example, to the same degree that I do, then she would easily claim me. For sure, because there is so much more oomph behind each of her punches. Likewise, her endurance is not much greater. But also, the martial arts would, she wouldn't be able to learn the same things to the same degree.
Probably not to the exact degree. Yeah.
And I would say, like, boxing or some heavyweight martial arts are much more easier for her to learn than something like acrobatics. Then you have to be very flexible. But she told me that she was a professional sports body in some Oxford board called Puffball. So it went extinct, it seems. I mean, we have not seen it in Aquasia.
Or Daring hasn't heard of it.
I had no trouble believing her. I mean, it became... What is it called? The one that AG Rainbow Dash and
Buckball.
Bugball. It became Bugball later on to include all of the ponies. I assume. I mean, it has different roles. But usually unicorns can't fly. I had no trouble believing her. She is definitely a solid example of what a top tier brown pony looks like. She is not a solid example, she is the perfect example. Over time though, I suddenly realized that she was more than a traveling companion or a friend. In time, she was a sister to me. I almost said it like, oh yeah, she was more than a traveling companion or a friend. In time, Halloween started to become jealous of me. Sometimes we finish each other's sentences and wishes, or spoke at the same time. He often agreed with every point I made, and for the same reason. Now I know at the same wavelength what at the same wavelength really means. I remember when we faced at each other and a smile, he was mostly like that. I mean, there's a very clear difference between you and her. Security. I would assume Dainu is way more adventurous than Selving.
Likely. Yeah.
I mean, remember when she went into the temple without the map to save Fluttershy?
Oh yeah. That was actually the last episode she appeared in. Unless you count as a background buddy.
Yeah? Now Duffy. The incredibly adorable Mama was very well matched the definition of innocent. I mean, yeah? She was very much an adult, but she had the spirit and not even intellect as a fool. She is counted as an adult here, even though I would assume she is around the same age. No, she definitely is the same age as Rainbow Dash and the others. Because we have seen them raised
Yeah,
together.
just about. Mm-hmm.
So I wouldn't actually count them as an adult, a full adult yet.
Okay.
I mean, yeah, we can call them young adults, yeah, young adults. That's what I would call them. So in a human age setting, she would be around 20. 18, 20.
That could be.
So, it is not my legal standpoint, but no, I would more likely say it's around 16 to 18. Yeah, that's all I can. She laughed. She sang. She blew bubbles. It took me some time to realize that she was the heart of the party. I mean, yeah, Pinkie Pie is not here, so obviously. The one who cheered us up whenever we fell down, when told our joy in an ordinary fantasy moment. There were plenty of examples of the letter in the time, and place that is true paradise. Also, I did call her the god, and they are the party as well. And that's for cooking too, especially your muffins. I mean, what end did she cook?
There's some other stuff, at least in this story, but that's
I mean, we
certainly
have not seen it happen.
that's certainly Derpy's favorite.
We had to get innovative, coming up with the methods to make them, while in the wild, what we did. So muffins are the plain ones which sometimes have stuff inside, and cupcakes are the one that has cream on top, right?
There might be some other differences too.
I mean, I don't usually eat muffins or cupcakes. It's very scarce.
I think they do have different ingredients in them. They do taste different. Sometimes I think sometimes have different texture too. They have similarities as well. They're both pastries.
I mean, I think in Hungary we call them the same name, so that's why I'm confused a bit.
Well, I can kind of understand why.
It was worth it. I am not accustomed to having such kind of luxury, but an active adventure. Usually my philosophy during travel is eat to live, not the other way around. I mean, yeah, because then you would be fat. They said my travels have introduced me to a lot of exotic food, and they are my naturally exotic spirit compared with me to try them. I mean, no, you can live to eat without being fat. No, than a gourmet. I mean, this guy right here is actually living to eat as well.
That
He-
show.
He literally
Everything.
is the original Food Boss character. There you go, that shows more.
Yeah, I'm aware of it some. It's definitely like the show that kind of requires you to eat in order to level up as a fighter.
Yeah. I mean, I haven't. I started watching it at one point, but I never got to that one point where I was actually watching it. It's in my list to watch it. Just like Food Boss and other stuff.
They live in the food dimension too, by the way, for that show.
Ah.
Well, it's like pigs are running pork chops in the middle of the field, designed to be eaten.
I
Yet they're
mean,
alive to it.
Luffy would be having a field day behind there.
I think so. Yes, he would really love it there.
I mean, I know that there was a crossover between that and Dragon Ball.
Yes, correct. There's one that I've known, and I've seen it too.
Yeah, it was nice to wake up to an aromatic warm, loving caffeine breakfast in the morning. I mean, it always is. Give me an extra reason to look forward to each day. That's like when you wake up to a smell of coffee, even if you don't like coffee.
Of course, that's good, but Garen's not used to that in the middle of adventure.
Yeah.
Especially
Now,
such a regular.
let's really about interesting. She's not promoting, she's promoting, she is to promoting new tasks and solving its potential. The rule actor also needs on all levels, physically, mentally, and emotionally. She was incredibly professional and never had it. So much so that I grew shocked that she lost her cool even once. I mean, everyone can. Wait, I just realized she didn't have post-traumatic stress disorder. She had pre-traumatic stress disorder.
Seems like it. Yeah, she freaked out with the
I mean,
species
it
she
is
encountered for the first time.
PTSD because it's pre.
Yeah.
Usually she can keep herself emotionally distant enough to see the big picture calmly. Life is just a rapid scroll of letters and numbers to her. Oh my god, she's an android. What she can so fast that is mind-boggling. That is what a true genius looks like. One that might even rival the Doctor in her own way. I mean, that is why she is chosen to be a possible Time Lord later on, or Time Lady. It's actually, she was so engaging too. Most of the time I call losing track of time as opposed to each other across the vast array of topics. Most of us would point out all kinds of different perspectives and angles around what we were talking about. Just to provoke us. Ah, that's interesting. I haven't thought of it that way before. Response over and over again. I mean, we have that all the time. When we are reading this.
It's common.
And this is why we don't want a perfect world where everyone is the same. You know, that would be not perfect. That would be a nightmare.
Trying to be perfect. My mistakes are written in ink.
I mean, your mistakes are not written in ink right here. It's written in computer code.
We're not flawless. We're work in progress.
I mean, I don't know if you actually have written manually written copy of it. I assume you don't, but you made me realize how much I miss the good intellectual rival. So one who was still superior, but she learned too. That's what happens to when a gifted mind takes a lesson seriously. He was never arrogantly dismissive with new information. Instead, he had a wish to learn and was willing to acknowledge her own potential ignorance on any subject. He broke down every argument into its individual components, explored each layer one by one, very much an evidence-based kind of math. Then, finally there was Phenomenon. Gifted seemed like an insufficient word for such an incredible stallion. It was amazing, adorable, and sometimes concerning. How humble he was about it. Especially the fact that he can kill anyone. Even by not even touching them. By just creating a black hole. I mean, let's see. If Starving didn't know Phenomenon, she would call him a security leak. A big problem.
She didn't know him. Both of lives would be very different.
Yeah. I mean, if she would just know that this is a unicorn who can fly and control weather and control wind and make black holes without even doing anything. Or just by shouting to the wind, he can create tornadoes. Which destroy the whole city. Yeah, that would be a very dangerous pony in her mind. For instance, just before we climbed the tall mountain in pursuit of the Ice Blue Lily, the group encouraged him to read off one of his latest poems. They actually took a lot of coaxing to ever to convince him to do that. But he did. I remember how they tried to hide his face behind his floating skull. You know how afraid he was for us to see his reaction, and vice versa.
When you said scroll, I heard skull.
I'm lecture master. I'm writing my poems on a scroll.
It's hiding behind a floating skull.
I mean, that might be because of my inability to roll my R's.
Okay.
I mean, if you are missing a part of your mouse, literally top of my mouse is missing, there is nothing to roll my tongue on. So, and that's not really a thing because even before that I wasn't able to do it. But now it is literally impossible.
Well, I think I could do the Trixie does either. She rolls her R's. Yeah, that's probably the closest I can come on.
Yeah, I'm not even gonna try. Haha. In the meeting, we had to repeat several times for him to speak up. To my credit, I succeeded to restrain my giggle at his reaction. Duffy failed that same test. But once he finally got going, and he was absorbed in our world, I said when he spoke, the rest of the camp grew into that silence or out of sudden awe. But the sobbing wasn't caught off guard by this, because he was accustomed to the quality of his work a long time ago. I will remember her flashing the rest of it was a smuggling smirk, because it amused her to see the rest of our reaction, but at the same time, knowing what we were ready for. I couldn't believe that the son you with that much talent would also be shy and lack confidence in his work. I mean, that is not unusual at all.
I do remember a teacher talking about that. He was talking to someone, not me, but I overheard it. The student that she was brilliant, but every time he tried to convince her that, she says, no, I suck or something. She wouldn't believe it.
And there's the other side of the pony, where we can, someone sucks, and they are very confident. I'm waiting.
Zap Brannigan from Futurama. Very egotistical, and does not have the skills to back it up. And he really doesn't know that. He's too stupid to realize that.
Some people would hate me if I did this.
Okay.
No.
I don't agree.
At
At least when it comes to athleticism, she can back up her boast.
No, but I'm actually bringing up someone who I believe if there weren't any Saiyans in this area, he would be fine. Because he is actually a great martial artist, but still, in this world, he is way too overconfident.
You should save that picture. You're using it a lot.
I mean, I remember that he was actually a villain in the beginning.
I, no, I saw that show. He was kind of like a bandit that I think tried to steal from them, but
Yeah.
he wasn't. He wasn't too aggressive about it. He kept bragging about his wolf's fang fist.
Yeah, and he
But
was.
he had a shape-changing companion that I thought was interesting and really definitely fell on the wayside.
Yeah, once again, I don't think that he was bad in human standards. But still, he was way too overconfident. Oh, even better. The too overconfident himself. There you go. Mr. Sutherland. But once again, I don't believe that, yeah, he is the fraud, he is a sham, but he actually has the skill. And also the only human who survived everything.
I wouldn't quite agree with that example there because he's aware how lame he is compared to other super flying characters. He knows they exist. He keeps lying about the fact that they don't. But if he faces them in a tournament, he's genuinely scared.
Yeah, but that's only what he thinks in the inside. He never shows it to other people.
Yeah. Yeah, it's really the audience is the idiots.
Yeah.
His world.
I mean, from that perspective, it's really him that he is that good. Because every time it was obvious that he was bad, the others didn't supply any evidence that he wasn't.
Well, the world watched him win one legitimate tournament, and I think he cheated on a few others, but they still saw him win. Maybe they don't know why, but that's why the world has more confidence in him, and it was very publicized victories.
Yeah.
Whereas as the Z fighters, as powerful as they are, they live in much greater obscurity.
I would believe that if Yamcha and Satan would fight, I would probably better Satan. Still. Even though Yamcha is probably capable of some weaker version of energy blast.
I know
No.
you like to rip at it, but I do not agree with that by far. Yamcha is way more powerful than Mr. Staten. He cannot shoot energy beams, he cannot fly, and he cannot not tough or as fast. And Yamcha is actually very powerful. He just seems lame against what he was faced
I
against at
know.
the time.
But yeah. It seems he certainly didn't know how good he was. In other way, that was unnormal in a way. But he instead didn't swallow that fact. But the point why we keep bringing them up because they are literally the other side of the horse.
Yep.
And he was not. I saw him actually changing. And if he expected to criticism or laughter. Before we even had a chance to remove his fears, he only gave us an excuse to despite the low quality of his work. He kept mentioning that this was just a first draft, and he promised he will get better in the future. No, you will get better in the past. That made more sense for her, right?
Time is relative to those travelers.
I remember how the expression on his face. But the face might not go easy on him. And if he was expecting that, that would be a difficult task. At that moment, I was fair to my impulse in telling him, but nothing ended up doing it in myself. Ah, don't be such important, man. It's in the famous easy terms of in all of his emotion, all of her emotions. Also, by the way, I was not searching for Yamcha's failure. I was just searching for Yamcha, and that was the first picture that came up. It's not my fault, Google. I think that's in most of our moment.
I mostly suspect Yamcha would be insulted, but eventually he kind of seemed to accept that.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't be happy about people using my failure as a meme for everything. But yeah. In my mind was numb for a while. I started to protect all of my thoughts and feelings because of what I just heard. As my growth and left me explaining to Feather, and he probably didn't understand even 10 of what he said. Yet she loved it anyway. To her, it was like listening to a foreign language being sung with unlimited beauty. And he spoke with each word with such unbelievable passion that alone moved her to tears. I mean, yeah, that happens when someone is singing a love song or anything that you don't understand, but you have you understand the emotion behind it.
Well, yeah, I feel like a lot of readers to the story could probably relate to that line.
And suddenly, I believe it usually is better when you don't understand the song. Because many of the songs were ruined for me when I understand what they were singing about. I remember the sunrise and night suddenly lighting up in his eyes as he absorbed each compliment. The word clearly was he repeated multiple times. If he had a very hard time accepting what we were saying. Eventually, he was moved to tears, and he could barely express them to the rest of us. How grateful he was that we loved his work. It meant so much to him. I headed to buy more of his books on poems in my time. That is definitely on my to-do list now. I can't help but wonder at this point if any of his work might be designed to give us another wink to me, specifically, and his way in strength. An acknowledgement that for all that I provided in his life. At that time, I approached him as he started a random detective of the sport, which will make for the day after long hours of climbing. Since he was isolated from the rest of the group, I wanted to check on him to see if he was still okay. I mean, it doesn't really matter because whenever someone writes a poem, later on in the future, people will misrepresent it all the time. Like, literally, I probably mentioned it before, when there was a writer who was literally writing, they hit the nail in the on the roof. They were literally just making the roof and putting the what is it called, the roof tiles back. That was the whole thing about. What was representing? My teacher was saying that, yeah, they that that moment represents the crucifixion of Jesus. I was like, how did you get to that conclusion? There was nothing like that written there. And people and police will always see what they want to see in that in literature. And there's nothing to dispute if the writer is not alive. What he was doing was getting off at the cloud formation with wonder, which was even made more spectacular because of the visible river of light above. River of light above. And in turn, made the clouds show various shifting colors. When I got his attention, I especially wonderously asked him if he was alright. And I was, at first, confused and my concern for him, but he managed to figure it out. But he looked over his shoulder with his bright yellow eyes, and the others who oriented away from him, and eagerly waited for Duffy's cooking to finish. I will never forget the way he looked back up at me, with his gentle and beaming smile, that assured to me that he was more than fine and in the moment. He was happy, radiantly so. And he started saying, because I'm happy! Like a cloud, he was enough to light up the soul of his small humble pony. Looking down at him, I remember my fond smile. The mother said, how such a tiny body like his might contain a soul of such incredible depth? I mean, yeah, your body doesn't represent your soul. There's a very different shape and form. Alright! I forgot. He didn't really meet Vision yet.
Yeah.
Then she will be very I mean, no, she didn't meet Vision. But she didn't know that she met Vision.
Oh, a little bit. I think.
But yeah, she will be
Really?
more surprised about her. I love just sitting beside him and draping a wing across his back, but she will accept it gracefully. Whenever we watch this gorgeous landscape, full of broken clouds, and skated in crawling shadows and shimmering light, gradually scroll across the land. It reminded me of what it was like to observe shimmering columns of light from under the ocean on a bright sunny day. I sniffed, and I opened my teary-eyed back in the present. I think I have underestimated how profoundly my new group of friends meant to me. It spawned such rich emotion inwardly. I have to write this down! You probably have this moment as well, right? When you have something, or stories that you, oh wait, I have to write this down, right?
Yeah.
But now that I have settled to this point, I put my new British Quill and pause to admire that. In doing so, the spirit of my recent adventures comes back to my mind and heart again. I also feel the echo of early adventures too. Like when I first received another quill that looked almost like this. It is stung when I lost it back then, because it was a symbol of a bond I made with another graceful creature. Every time I heard it, it felt like a reminder of the importance of my journey, and in turn, I had to certify and reform the important decisions I made in my life. This one is especially important to me. I know the word, but what does it mean?
I think significant. stands out?
No. Actually, everything a kid says of sadness.
Okay.
So yes, important but in a anime. You know, it made me forced to go back to where I began. I remember when I used to still live in Manhattan, and thought I would never be anything other than a scholar. A man who made a million miles of adventures and adventure distance. Wait,
Adventures and adventurers. That's what it
ah,
says.
ah, yeah, that's what I like. Wait, what the? Well then, the doctor came rushing into my life and reached up at the TARDIS door for the first time. And you might be thinking that I'm joking, but no, he actually was outside of the door. He was literally dancing. And I can literally see the doctor doing that. There you go. He came rushing into your life. Because they adventure to the DK that I never could have imagined before. The marsh was important lessons I learned back then. Of note, I think the most important one I learned was who I really am deep down. And to I didn't spot, but I was born for adventures like this. Ever since then, it's been one grand and epic journey after another. I have to tell you, it is very much a thing when the parents are literally stopping you from doing things. Your mind wonders, oh, now that I am adult, I'm gonna do it.
I wrote somewhere in my story here that to a point it's actually criminal to do that. To keep a fool from exploring their cutie mark destiny because they'll result in desaturation of their color and, at a more extreme case, eventually death.
Yeah. I mean, I know if my parents wasn't so thinking about me using the PC, I probably wouldn't use it as much now.
You're probably grateful for that one.
No.
Okay.
Because I know for a fact that I use my PC way too much.
Your choice. You
I
can back
mean,
off from it if you want to.
yeah, but I don't want to. That's the point.
That's like saying I can't stop eating because this food is delicious.
I mean, what again? The thing that if there was no electricity or anything, I can do other things. So I'm not literally just logged into this. But if I have the option to choose, I choose this one.
It's good that you know that. Some people don't have that realization.
But
And they
yeah,
might be more and they might be more common than both of us think. Instead of computers though, the more common addiction I heard of is cell phones and
oh
scrolling
yeah.
for certain things.
I think here I am was another story. I must find out this whole other book in my life. not made a different chapter. But I became committed to writing my adventure down. I appreciated it to some extent. I didn't do that as much in the beginning, but I soon came to realize what the consequences it can be if I gave the real coordinates to those samples. Who? Some may explore them out of casual curiosity and find out that the traps I wrote about in my books are also real. I don't want to even think about how important I might have accidentally led to my death. I mean, that is why you don't write a real coordinates or addresses in most of the stories. There's one difference in that, which is the Sherlock Holmes. Which is written down that, Sherlock Holmes lives here, on this spot. Then because it became a tourist spot. The consequence of success can be just as severe. In the morning of the whole of the treasures, I know that the thefts were sent to God. They might be lending power, then they do not understand. Whether they are innocent fools or cunning evil genius, either way, they are growing fools to wield power. So whether they are Dr. Cameron or Aristotle, I did not choose to write about these adventures, but the world is greater more of her. Is that I meant to inspire, to educate, to expose at least think beyond like a for those. Beyond the everything natural routine in our lives. And I do believe that you have the rainbow dash at least, to think more critically.
Eventually, yes.
Not that there is anything necessarily wrong with that, especially in those routines follow like city marks. Do so means promoting and doing more of that, of who that body really is. Instead of what a warm and fuzzy feeling. I mixed the two words up and became a fuzzy feeling. That actually goes along with fulfilling one's true purpose. This alignment with one's destiny. It is so satisfying. At the same time though, I would like to shine a light. To bring around that so that there is a wider and more grand world out there. It's full of wonders for the intrepid. Wasn't that a ship's name?
Yep. I believe so.
Whenever a pony reads my books, I still welcome them to imagine themselves in my place. This way, they can get at least a taste of my adventures. Feel the murkiness of a deep jungle. To feel that shifting weight and they swing a jungle vibe. To feel adrenaline, that thrill that comes along with driving down and watch individual droplets of waterfall follow on the roadside. So, daring do is literally making the prototype of a VR adventure. I mean, they have magic, they could actually do that.
If it's richly immersive, it can explain her popularity for her novels.
Yeah. I mean, what thing comes to mind is Cyberpunk. You have those little you can live to what happened experiences. I mean, sometimes it will be good, but not always. To know what it's like to come through a closing door, not realize with a big funny that they actually left their precious time in the last room. At the point, they revealed the threshold of the closing door, and you get back just in time to avoid the fall life from being closed. This happened multiple times with all the adventurers. I do feel like I'm doing something important for the world, and it's not just what I accomplish in the adventure themselves. It's also to bring those adventures closer to home, and that in turn offers my readers a new perspective. I also recall that my journey as an author didn't start out as fun. There found the publishers who turned me down, and even the ones who did say maybe they saw on the condition that I make certain changes. Oh yeah, that's a lot of that's not new. But I can't do that. They didn't know that I actually have experienced what I wrote on these pages. So there are limits of how far I'm willing to edit it. I mean, yeah, they don't really watch on what's written, what the thing written on there, and they only watch how much it will sell.
Yeah.
Are you willing to make sure that the new was wearing a limited edition multi-new t-shirt on the adventure? And she was doing a letter, right?
Could be.
So I might change the name of the temple, the name of location, and into that. Listen and change some of the names of the opponent I got that in my journey. Let's say protecting their personal privacy. There are some expressions here and there, especially in the body encounter that happened to me a calamity of some kind. For instance, whenever a bit of celestial or a bit of solar gets involved, I think my that would be down illusion if I change their name, but I still making perfect here, whom I am talking about. I mean, yeah, they would certainly be angry at you because there are only two princesses at this moment. We are not talking about Princess Melbourne though. She's not there yet. In the end, it turned out I had to self-publish. It was scary for me because it was a lot of financial investment. Yes, but then there was no publisher taking your money away. Because self-publishing is literally high risk, high reward scenario.
It's gotten easier in a digital age, but yeah.
Yeah, especially during some of my early adventures, but I didn't want to win too much that I was willing to share. Eventually, no, I get into enough fun. Wait. Kamala started smiling at this sentence. Ah, so you knew that about the title as well.
She's not writing this down. She's still thinking.
I should
At the
know.
time,
I get
at the
enough
time,
fun.
it was necessary to get started.
It certainly sounds like that. He did start some of the titles to get funds for the move.
It
Then
could be. It could be she could steal objects that have financial but not historical value. Like just gold coins or something like that. Just happen to
no, the gold coins have historical value as well. You became the very thing that you wanted to go against. I mean, it says she was not about how Kamala was doing things in the first thing. It was not about, oh, you are selling the treasures. No, it was more about what you are selling. Because Kamala was willing to sell anything. That was the problem. Like, the evil like this, right? The evil icon like this.
Yep.
I'm probably the move at my own course, but I also did it on my own terms. Because the story is pure, almost secret. Considering the fact that they actually happened, I ultimately found that was the right way, on the right way, because the story is out there. At first, it was a disaster. I was ready to return on my investment. Wow! You got a return? That's amazing! Most of the self-published people, the first 2 or 3 moves are literally losing money. And after they got their name out, then they start making money.
That sentence doesn't exclude it. She might have been making some money back and was spending even more than that.
Yeah.
The first sentence says it was a disaster. That would be a disaster. A total disaster would be no return on the investment and a high cost.
Yeah, and because this is literally the written book component here,
Actually,
you have
I
to
can
actually
imagine.
think how many
I
you
can
are.
imagine. Yeah, I can imagine one more scenario that's even worse than that. The stories get famous for all the wrong reasons. It completely backfires and made her life miserable because of it.
Yeah. I mean, the hardest part is knowing how many copies do you want to make. You can make too little and you can make too much. Because you have to sell them all if you want to make
advance,
profit.
then yes, yeah, that could be the problem.
I gambled and made it lose, but I tried to control myself back. Back then, I reminded myself that the few who did buy and like those moves might have been affected financially profoundly. That's basically how I got started too. I was inspired by the works of others as well as stories from my own grandfather. I expect any serious author out there knows my pain. It's so scary to offer something that feels so personally precious out in the world, and endure even the mere possibility that it could get rejected. For what if it actually is rejected and gets infamous instead of famous?
I heard the same thing happened to Lewis Carroll. He produced a bunch of things that just financially flopped before he made the Christmas Carol.
I mean, it's funny how, like, Harry Potter is, like, infamous now. Not because of the work itself, but because of the writer. And many people are, like, I would call them stupid, because if there's a fictional with a thing. I'm not gonna care what the writer said afterwards. The written, the incredible people, that's a different.
Well, there's anything else, and it's your opinion whether that person's a villain or not, but a terrible person might create a great movie,
Yeah.
make a delicious food, make a masterpiece of a painting. And there could be vice versa, that some people have produced terrible work, but you're really going to love to meet them because they're just great people in person. It could be all over the place. That's human nature.
Yeah, that's why I was a little bit angry and they were literally burning the Harry Potter books because what they said.
Yeah. Alright.
That was just wasting people. And in the bigger terms, wasting wood, that was made the paper from.
It's their opinion.
Yeah. I can do nothing to stop it. But yeah.
About that?
Wait, your voice stopped.
Did you read the paragraph above that?
Yeah. It was literally here, but I said that Harry Potter was a famous for that.
Okay.
I don't know what that says right now.
Okay.
Not my worst ever was a fainted man though, until my work started to get more popular. Only after I started to make a name for myself, in the van, the critics also started to show up. They saw it first, and I soon realized that being a famous writer isn't a high to endure. I also learned that accepting the criticism is also a major sign of success. I mean, it is actually criticism, and not just, oh, it sucks! Because then I would never call that criticism if you just call it sucks. Tell me why it sucks.
Even if it's an insult, at least they consider worth talking about.
Yeah. And it must have made enough of an impact for some to complain about it. Nobody would actually make that much effort if they didn't truly care on some level. I mean, when I started out on YouTube as well, there were some people who were like, ah, this sucks. Okay, then don't watch it. Or if you want me to get better at it, tell me what can I change. No, it just sucks. Of course, it's an even better sign that the millions of my haters praise it. It has to remind me that most of my guys are really friendly deep down. I mean, yeah, you are in the positive world. They don't even use irony. You are very lucky about that. Sometimes the hate isn't even that deep. So whatever they are saying is actually coming from their soul and true to what they think. In time, I eventually developed a routine of my own, and then my skills continue to get refined, both as an adventurer and an authoress. I have never seen it an authoress. Because a female author is an author as well.
I think you can understand what that means.
I know.
It's used, but I would say it's not as common.
But once again, as I said, in Hungary we don't make a difference between genders in our world. So it even makes that sense. And there are a lot of maybe steps. Getting good. And sometimes just live through. I would even say I have more than my fair share of the latter, because I tend to live my life at the edge of extremes. I thought you would say that, oh yeah, I have more than fair share of the giant leaps, because I have been sent to the moon too. I mean, it can happen if she says something that was not meant to be stolen from the temple. And in a way, she is stealing, from all we know.
Remember you said that as you begin this next sentence.
In a way, that has become my new comfort zone. I put my Quill in my roof, and facing back and forth. The light of my candle, not on my net, reflects of the skin of thunder, the prismatic shield. And I look upon this, I suddenly reflect on how this very much is a symbolic representation of my internal growth as a pony. Many times I have died and been reborn in my life.
Metaphorically, continue.
Each time I rise from the ashes stronger and stronger. I mean, yeah, but you are not finished.
I should add that word to that sentence to make it a little more clear.
I mean, it makes sense that you're talking about the finish, I know. I can, and I think about that. I thought when I thought something that I am fire element pony. People will realize that I'm Earth too, so I guess lower than the motor fit. Doesn't quite have the same body character, so are you sure about that?
Well, I made my
We do have the lava pony.
Interesting. I made my first editing change tonight.
Ah.
Just for the sake of clarity.
Oh yeah, by the way, just to make sure that I am not missing my everything, that is the design. I don't know who that is. Just to be sure that we are connecting the designers. Because Ura is sometimes being annoying and not showing it on the side. I totally closed my eyes and I entirely reminisce on my first adventures. And all written a little bit down in my diary whenever I had the chance. But now I take time to reflect on the feelings of the special moments. Each one is very precious nourishment to my soul. It must grow, get old, die, then get reborn again, and I learn to rise from the ashes. I'm so glad to be alive! I'm so glad to be the part of this precious world. I am so glad to journey through it and share what I can. I am the guy. I am the map maker. I am the compass. I am the navigator. I am no outside.
Cuckoo, could you? I am the walrus.
I am no.
There you go.
I stood on the threshold of many new horizons over and over again. I can't wait to find out what I explore next.
I take
Or
it back.
even better, I'm gonna call back Fuka, who is actually a navigator right now. So it makes more sense that I am the guy, I am the map maker.
I take it back. This first scene is longer than I thought.
It might be the longer part.
It's certainly because of this scene that the chapter has its name.
Yeah. But for now, it's time to make a little break. Bye! So of the compass, I interrupt. The moment I want to have me prepared for the next. And while creating it around you on my experience. In the past, was my time going, it didn't flow no so. I then developed a rhythm. I think into the zone. It's almost like a trance. On the other hoof, in the beginning, I tend to have trouble with. Yeah, that I believe is the hardest part. To start. When did I want to live through this adventure tabs? But then a thing is specific to exactly how I described the beginning. I mean, even as a dungeon master, you have to prepare the scene for the viewers and the players.
Yep.
After all, if I lose my readers at this point, with a bad description, no matter how great the rest of my work is. And no, it does. It still does. I already lost them. Because there are people and opponents who are like, yeah, I am still gonna give it a chance. And that is why when I start to see it, I don't just watch the first episode because it might be crap. I watch at least 3 of them. And then give my opinion on that.
Perspective, it sounds wise.
Because of that, I'm not able to work them right away. And for that, I have to give the beginning a little extra thought. And to figure out how I can give it a creative and product spin. Right? By still being mostly honest. I mean, that is how it is usually written down. You need a scene description, you need a hook, then you need a problem, which is usually the hook, and you need the resolution at the end. And it's mostly how all of the stories are written, right?
Yeah.
As you should know, my internet combat sounds a natural guide. Wherever an item is for inspiration, I can find nudging me in some way. It can be a word, a whole sentence, or just an image or feeling. Whatever it is, I feel a charge of emotion behind it. Instead of like saying, try saying this. Trust me, it will work. Then I feel my internal compass was kind of winking at me. And then I write that word down, and then I cross it over several times. I'm pretty sure that happens to you as well. You think a word is gonna be perfect for that scene, then you're like, oh no, that's not good.
I not often do that when I get into the flow. But mostly editing occurs in the second phase.
Yeah.
But I do reread some of the paragraphs I come across, make sure that there's no critical mistakes, try to clean it up a little bit, and then move on.
I
And
mean,
typically, I don't go back and edit the story until I finish it. It helps incentivize me to finish it.
I definitely don't find too many problems in your stories. This moment is no exception.
Some. I've noted some and wrote them down. And
I mean, it happens to everyone.
Yeah. Only the story Here I Am. I just cannot find any mistakes anymore.
I mean, it is very different when you are writing your own or someone else is watching yours.
Yeah.
I don't think that we are getting to see me because my voice is slowly going away. And I said to you, but you alone, we were not alive yet, that I might have called a quad. So there's definitely not gonna be a harder justice reading tonight. I will let my voice rest after this.
Okay.
I smile brightly and the inspiration tries me. When that happens, I finally feel ready to begin. Until I suffer a knock from my front door. By the sound of it, it's a little urgent, in fact. I got an alert and an interruption. I really in moments like this when I was just starting to think in the flow. I mean, it happens a lot. At least these police, whoever they are looking at all is a body into my face, attaching it in a search of some ancient artifact. I am able to procure. Or at least they think I have. This happened before, and the moments are far more annoying. I mean, isn't your location supposed to be a secret?
Yeah, but there's still a few that know. Dr. Calbalaran barged into our house.
Hey, Monash.
It was. You know, he had the opposite problem. He never saw her as A.K. Yearling.
Yeah?
Just daring do. And I won't say never. He realized that exactly the last episode she appeared that focused on her.
Yeah. But no, that is not what's happening right now. Instead, the police actually want my attention. There's actually the hint that he, or they, from the other side. I can't be too sure though, because I've met plenty of villains in my life. That because they want my attention, that means I should give me your gun against a potential deception. Also,
I should be on guard against potential description.
Yeah. I don't know how you didn't hear. You were very much into the flow if you didn't hear the whirring machine sound. Ooh, ooh, ooh. I mean, it happened to me as well when I was into a flow of some kind, and you don't listen to outside, especially if you have headphones on.
That's another thing you can identify with. Alright, so we're going to close this chapter for tonight?
Yeah. I'm gonna move my inside here. Yeah, this is almost the halfway point. Yeah. And I see a little thing over there.
Yeah.
But yeah, we are continuing in 2 days. And
Okay.
this is what I'm gonna give you my impression of the thing as well. The whole chapter.
Makes sense? Whoa.
Because I would only be able to give you half a mirror.
Reminds me of the song Broken Mirror.
I'm gonna listen to that on the same. So,
Sure.
yeah, that's the thing right here. Thank you everyone for watching. And see you. I don't know if tomorrow I will be able to read how to do justice or not. If I can, it will appear. And I will definitely tell you as well. But not today. Today I'm resting my voice. So yeah, thank you everyone for being here, and see you next time. Bye bye.
Bye.
Oh! It has to be the camera because he knows the way. To the house of, that I know.
He proved it.